What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue the football content. Today we're going to be predicting the NFL awards for this year, for the 2024 and 2025 season. So basically how I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to, just name like 3 reasonable candidates that I think will be contending this year, and then I will eventually name the winner and I will explain why I picked them. A quick disclaimer as usual: if you disagree with anything I say, anything at all, please let me know down in the comments what you change, what you disagree with, anything. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video and let's get straight into the action. Cue the intro. Alright, so we're going to start with comeback player of the year, and I'm not going to name any candidates because, you could make the argument for Nick Chubb, but I think there's really only going to be one option. There is no doubt in my mind that it will not go to this man right here, Aaron Rodgers. Look, the guy only played 3 snaps last year, so if he even throws a touchdown pass, then it would be an absolute blessing. If he even makes it to the playoffs, which I think he will, then it will be an absolute blessing. There's no doubt in my mind that it will either be Nick Chubb or, I think by unanimous decision, it'll be Aaron Rodgers. Alright, and next up we have the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, and we got 3 candidates here. We got Byron Murphy, Quinyon Mitchell, and Dallas Turner. But me personally, I'm going to give it to Dallas Turner. I know he's got some big shoes to fill with replacing Danielle Hunter, but in Alabama last season, he had over 10 sacks as an edge rusher. He needs to be the heart and soul of this defense. We already know that their defense is going to be hurting. They don't have anybody right now, and they needed to improve, especially, like I said, since Danielle Hunter is going to be gone. And I think that he's going to get the most sacks on that team. I think he's going to have at least over 10, and so for those reasons, he will be enough to get the Defensive Player of the Year. My only 2 candidates would be Quinyon Mitchell and Byron Murphy, who also are really good, but Byron Murphy's playing on a defense with a good secondary, and Quinyon Mitchell, they already have some quality corners, especially drafting Cooper DeJean, and they have Darius Slay, so he's not going to be getting all of the picks. Alright, next up we have the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and my 3 candidates are Jayden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Jayden Daniels, you have him throwing for 40 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in LSU. You have Marvin Harrison receiving for over 14 touchdowns. And then obviously you have Caleb Williams just rushing for a lot of yards, 10 touchdowns, 35 touchdowns passing in college. But if I was a betting man, I would probably have to bet my money on Caleb Williams. They're basically setting him up for success. They already had DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, but then they just went out and got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore like that, and they drafted Romo Dunze. That is a solid offseason from the Bears. And I know what you're gonna see. I know he's not careful with the ball. He fumbles a lot. Okay, I get that, but they might want to run with DeAndre Swift, so he's not gonna want to run as much, and if he stays healthy, he's definitely gonna win the Offensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, with those weapons all day, every day. Alright, and next up we have Coach of the Year, and my 3 candidates for this one is Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, and I'm sorry, I know he's a rookie coach, but Jim Harbaugh. But in my eyes, I think it'll ultimately go to this man right here, Dan Campbell. The guy led his team, the Lions, to the NFC Championship last year. And if you guys see my predictions, I predicted that he was going to lead the Lions to the NFC Championship again. So that's 2 years in a row. And me personally, I feel that he should have gotten Coach of the Year last year. So I think there's no doubt that they dupe him on on this one again. I mean, the Lions just have too powerful of a team, and Dan Campbell's just too good of a coach not to go to the NFC Championship. And the reason I think he will win is because, you know, that will be the second year in a row they led the Lions to the NFC Championship. So, I'm picking Dan for this one. Alright, next up we have Offensive Player of the Year, and I actually have a couple candidates. I think the candidates for this year will be Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and A.J. Brown. But I think it'll eventually go to Tyreek Hill. Look, if it wasn't for injuries last year, with injuries and missing a couple games, the dude still put up 13 touchdowns. So just imagine what he could do if he played all 17 games. I mean, this guy's an absolute beast. And like I said, if it wasn't for injuries, he would have won the Offensive Player of the Year. He was definitely a candidate. I mean, most of you might think it will be Justin Jefferson. But, I mean, look, the guy has a rookie quarterback. He's not going to be as significant. The Cowboys lost a bunch of offensive linemen. So Dak's not going to be protected enough to try to find CeeDee Lamb downfield. A.J. Brown, you already know he's sharing the ball with Devontae Smith, and Christian McCaffrey won it last year. I mean, he doesn't need to win it 2 years in a row. Alright, and next up we have the Defensive Player of the Year, and I have 4 reasonable candidates for this one. I think it'll either go to Myles Garrett, Sauce Gardner, Max Crosby, or T.J. Watt. In my eyes, it'll go to this man right here, Max Crosby. I mean, every single year, the dude has only improved every single year. And he hasn't won yet. And the Raiders' defense is already pretty significant. So, they need a leader to this defense. I think Max Crosby is up for the job. I mean, like, with how bad the Raiders were, the dude still had over 14 sacks last year. I mean, if that's not saying something, I don't know what is. The dude is just a beast. Not to mention the 2 forced fumbles and the fumble recovery that he had last year. I mean, this guy's just a beast any way you look at it, and he will get the Defensive Player of the Year. Alright, and finally we have the NFL MVP. And my 4 candidates for this, we got Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and yeah, C.J. Stroud. No biased, no nothing. It will go to Jalen Hurts. No question about it. Look, in everyone's eyes, he got absolutely robbed out of it in 2022, and before the big, whole collapse, he was leading the MVP race. Plus, like, where would the Eagles be today without him? Would we even have a winning record without Jalen Hurts? No, we wouldn't. Would we even gone to the Super Bowl if it weren't for Jalen Hurts? No, this guy's been our most valuable player for years now. And I think, with the addition of Saquon Barkley, he's not going to be able to run. He won't want to run as much, and he'll be able to show his passing skills. I think he's going to take a big step up as a passer, and the Eagles will have a winning record. In my prediction, you already saw, I've had them going 14-3. So, good stats, along with the winning record, I think should be enough to get Jalen Hurts the NFL MVP for this year. No, not being biased at all. And guys, that is going to do it for my video. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like on this video, and please make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, trying to get it by the end of the month. So without further ado, I'll see y'all guys the next time I upload. Peace.